my channel. In this series, we will learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript step by step from scratch. Nothing but a full stack development, web technology. So today is a day one and we are going to start with HTML basics. Sorry. By the end of this video, we can able to create our first HTML page and see it running on your browser. Let's get started. What is HTML? We already know it's not a programming language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and used for creating structure for a web pages. It's just a markup language, which means it's used for creating structure and content using tags. For example, if H1 is used for heading number 1 and P is used for a paragraph. So HTML tells the browser what this content is, like heading, paragraph, images, links, etc. We have to know why HTML is important. HTML gives a structure to a website, like all other websites like Google, YouTube, Amazon start with HTML. Later we can able to style it with CSS. CSS is just for styling. We can add background color, pixels, etc. And JavaScript is used to add behavior, nothing but giving a life to a web page. Okay, what are all the tools needed for a basic HTML? Later I will tell about Spring Boot and all. So now we need a PC, a browser like Chrome and VS Code to write HTML codes. Okay, let's create a folder for our project and name it as HTML day 1 in VS Code. Okay, let's see what is HTML. Already said everything. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and used for creating structure to web pages. Definitely it's not a programming language. It uses tags. What's a tag? Tag tells the browser what to display, like a heading or title or paragraph, links, images, text, etc. Hypertext means text that have links to another data or a text, like external link, external application like Google links, YouTube links, or PDF, images, etc. So it gives a text that add links. Markup is nothing but a tag used to define and structure a content, but not to perform logic. Logic in the sense performing mathematical operations or using functions like in like other programming languages like Java, Python, etc. It's not a programming language, so it does not uses any functions. Okay. Language means definitely it will contain some syntax in the form of a tags and it also contains some structures. So let's see the basic structures of HTML. So doc type, what is mean by doc type? So it tells the browser this is the HTML5 document and we are using the HTML version 5. So this it does not have any space left. Not doc type of HTML. This is not a doc. Sorry, it's not symbol. It's a exclamatory one. We have to add this. Okay. It tells the version of which HTML we are using. HTML is a must. It's a root tag. This tag will tell everything in the website is inside this tag. Every content we are going to write is inside this HTML only. Okay, so head is nothing but we can't able to see the head. In title only we are able to make our content. So head is also basic one like HTML. It contains the info for the browser. It contains information for browser and not for users. It contains meta information, that is data about data, and also used for styling purpose. So that's a head. So this is our, what's the title, my very first web page. So what is mean by body? Anything we want to display, we can write anything in body. Okay, we can able to put head 1, paragraph, up to we can put h1 to h6. Okay, so closing tag slash html. Okay, later I will open the VS Code to show how the tags work. Let's see what is tags. Anatomy of tags. It's broadly divided into many criteria. Based on many criteria, it's broadly divided into structures, paired tags, unpaired tags, based on display behavior, everything. So, anatomy of tags. In paragraph, we are writing id equal to my underscore id. Okay, so just a simple example. These codes are not mandatory. Okay, so in paragraph, we are writing something id equal to my id. Must leave one space after p. In this paragraph tag, we have to add one space here. Okay, and here we don't need any space, but here it's a mandatory to leave at least one space. So this is called as a opening tag, and if we put a slash means closing tag. We also have a single tag, that is unpaired tags. Let's see below. id is here, id is the attribute name and my id is the attribute value. It's not compulsory to enclose its in quotes, but it's the best advice to practice in quotes, but it's not a mandatory one. Okay, so what are the type of tags? Based on the structure, there are two types, paired and unpaired tags. Paired tags is also called as container tags. It has both opening and a closing tag. We can able to place the content between them, like our own content. We can place anything. So example, paragraph, div, body, a strong table. Unpaired tag. Unpaired tag is also called as empty or self-closing tag. It has a single opening tag and does not have a closing tag. But the main thing we have to notice here, it does not contain any content. It should not have any content. That is how our own content should not be present here. So the information is basically contained within their attribute. We can able to add here like links, images, videos, etc. BR means break, HR means leaving one line, input, meta, link. So we can't able to add our own content here. We will able to see detailing in the next video. So based on the display behavior, display behavior, it's broadly divided into two types: block level elements and inline element. In block level elements, these elements start on a new line and take up full width available. It will start in a new line and it will take the overall width of the web page. Okay, so adding space, margin above and below. It also adds some margin above and below. Okay, so it will be in a very structured format. So div, paragraph, h1 to h6. ul means unordered list, li means list, header, footer, session. These tags will add a margin, okay, above and below. In inline elements, these elements do not start on a new line. It will only be start. It will be continuous and it takes as much as width as necessary for their content, and it won't add any margin. For example, span, image, strong, em, input, button, etc. So based on the functionality, tags are also grouped by the purpose they survive within a document. So how they function within a document is also a main thing. So document structure or basic tags define the overall layout on the root of HTML. So it's a basic thing. Doc type, HTML, header, body. So doc type, already I said what's a document type, and version, which version you are using. HTML is a root element, and inside the HTML page only we are going to write our own content. Head means it contains the metadata and links to the external resources, that's a head. And body contains all visible page content. Text formatting and styling tags used to define the visual appearance or semantic meaning of text. Okay, we can able to add a visual appearance, we can able to add color. This is basics of CSS. Okay, cascading style. B. B or strong, bold or important text. I or EM, italicized or emphasized text. U means underlining the text. So these are used for the styling purpose. Media links and tags. Media link and tags. So used for hyperlinks and embedding media. So A means it gives a hyperlinks, very important. And image means it embeds the image, it adds an image. Audio or video also, it embeds audio and video content. List tags means there are two types, ordered list and unordered list. In unordered list, it's represented by UL, and ordered list means OL. LI is very mandatory even if we put whether unordered or ordered list. Okay, in unordered list it will be in bullet points, and ordered list means it will be numbers 1 2 3 or a letter ABC. But list is mandatory, we have to put in both order and unordered list. So what is a form tag? Form tag, it's used to create interactive forms. Very important. Why we are using a form tag? We can able to create a web forms. So that's the use of form tags. It contains forms, input, buttons, and all. So form means it defines the HTML form. Input means various input control text, field, radio buttons, etc. It can be able to add buttons. Buttons also defines a clickable button. What is semantic? Introduced in HTML5 only. That is in recent version only. They introduced to provide better meaning and structure to the web content and browser search engines. Head, nav, article, aside, footer, main. So thank you for watching. Please practice structure of HTML. So you have to practice this in VS Code. I will add the next video in VS Code. Thank you for watching.